Now that the football season has come to a close with Super Bowl 60, the spotlight shifts to the 2026 Winter Olympics, while the NHL, the NBA, and the Premier League continue to heat up. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Connor Patterson, joined by Emily Carter, and we're here to bring you this week's sports update. The Seattle Seahawks wrapped up a remarkable NFL season with a dominant 29-13 victory over the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60, securing just the second championship in franchise history. Seattle controlled the game defensively from start to finish, piling up 7 sacks, which ties the Super Bowl record. Attention across the league now turns to the offseason, with free agency, coaching decisions, and the 2026 NFL Draft right around the corner. One of those major offseason storylines so far has been the coaching carousel. A record-tying 10 teams have already hired a new coach for the upcoming 2026 season. Most recently, the Raiders hired former Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. Fresh off a Super Bowl win, he now takes over a Raiders team that holds the #1 pick in the draft. Other notable hires around the league include former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, headed to the Baltimore Ravens, and former 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, now set to lead the Tennessee Titans. With 10 new head coaches across the NFL, it'll be interesting to see how these changes shape the league heading into next season.
Now we move to the ice, where last week's NHL Stadium Series delivered instant drama in Tampa. The Lightning hosted Boston Bruins at Raymond James Stadium and pulled off a historic rally, coming back from a 5-1 deficit to win 6-5 in a shootout. Nikita Kucherov led the charge as more than 60,000 fans watched the largest comeback ever in an outdoor NHL game. Now transitioning to the hardwood, college basketball rivalry week brought multiple shockers, including North Carolina's defeat over Duke in ACC play 71-68, capped by senior guard Seth Trimble's buzzer-beating three-pointer that sent the Dean Dome into an uproar. Up north in the Big East, St. John's delivered one of the season's biggest surprises, stunning UConn in a massive upset. The Red Storm played with disciplined defense and timely scoring, delivering a performance that not only shifts momentum in the Big East, but raises new questions for the Huskies.
Meanwhile, the global spotlight is on the Winter Olympics as events continue this week. Athletes across all nations are competing for medals across various categories in events like figure skating, hockey, and snowboarding, just to name a few. Turning to the NBA, the 2026 trade deadline was filled with action and reshuffling across the league. A historic 28 trades were made prior to the February 5th deadline, which resulted in 73 players moving around. One of the biggest deadline acquisitions happened in Cleveland, where the Cavaliers brought in 11-time All-Star James Harden from the Los Angeles Clippers in exchange for Darius Garland and a 2026 second-round pick. Harden is a proven scorer in the league and now has the opportunity to join a playoff contending roster in Cleveland. Other notable trades include the Cavaliers trading away Lonzo Ball to the Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks trading center Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards.
Now looking overseas in the Premier League this week, Manchester City kept their title hopes alive with a dramatic 2-1 comeback win over Liverpool at Anfield. A late Bernardo Silva equalizer and an injury time penalty from Erling Haaland sealed the win and brought City closer to leaders Arsenal in the title race. Arsenal themselves delivered a convincing 3-0 win over Sunderland, while Leeds United picked up a 3-1 victory against Nottingham Forest. And Chelsea continued their push toward Europe with a 3-1 win over Wolves. And on the other side of the table, Tottenham boss Thomas Frank admitted his side is in a dogfight to avoid relegation after a winless run that has left the Hotspurs only 6 points clear of the drop zone. So now you've touched on it a little bit, but I am always so excited when an Olympic year rolls around, and I find myself glued to the TV for sports that I never thought I would be interested in before. What are some sports for you that you have been following or maybe looking forward to this Olympics?
For the Olympics, for me, I know a big one I like to get into is hockey. I don't really watch the NHL too much, but when it comes to that type of hockey, it's really interesting because it's not dudes playing for their team, it's dudes playing for their country. And I'm always into watch a good, drop the gloves fight, and I love the fast-paced action of hockey. And another one I like to tune into is skiing. I've gone to that personally recently, so it's fun to watch. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm always down to watch some hockey. It's very entertaining on the Olympic level. So that's all the news we have for today's sports update. For Connor Patterson, I'm Emily Carter. Thank you for tuning in to Penn State Sports Night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like, and follow our socials down below.
And as always, we are
Penn State Sports Night.